We're heading towards the end of January 2024, and the big question is, what do I think we're going to see in the coming year, right? And so there are 9 trends that I predict are going to be happening in this following year, and a lot of them are a continuation of what we've been seeing for the last year. The very first one is inventory, which is very, very low. Right now in the city of Ann Arbor, there are 119 properties on the MLS. 72 of those are under contract, 60%, leaving just 47 houses for sale in Ann Arbor, which is ridiculously low, right? And the reason for that is the market is so fast that nothing's accumulating, right? You're not seeing inventory accumulate when houses sell within a couple of days. The second is people are rethinking their lives, right? People who would never have thought moving out into the rural areas, but now what they're looking for is very powerful internet service. They want studies, and they're willing to now consider areas that they would never have considered before because of the ability to work from home, which follows right along with the high value and the high interest in rural properties. We're seeing people who would never have considered moving out into the rural areas who are very open to doing that now. The fourth trend that I'm seeing is opportunistic sellers, and that might be a pretty strong word, but what happens, we prospect a lot for business. We're talking to a lot of sellers, and we'll have people tell us, Mark, we don't really want to sell. However, if you have a buyer who is willing to give us this price, we will consider selling. And so these are just sellers who are taking advantage, right, of the opportunity of a very strong market. The number 5, the fifth trend, is just high levels of anxiety. We're going to continue to see that. If you look at the buyers, there's an awful lot of anxiety. They've lost out on 2 or 3 homes, and the anxiety is, are we going to get a house, right? Or when they're writing an offer, it's like, how high do we go? Where do we know where to stop, right? And so on the seller side, you're seeing a lot of anxiety about where do we move to, right? And that's probably one of the bigger ones. A lot of people want to move, but they are having a difficult time finding somewhere to move to. The 6th is cash offers. We're seeing a very high number of cash offers, and again, if you are a first-time home buyer, that puts you at a disadvantage, right? We've seen properties that'll have 9, 10 offers. 9 of them are mortgage, and the cash offer walks in and gets the house. The 7th is buyer's remorse. In this market, what happens, lots of buyers, they're buying houses and they're paying prices. They don't believe the houses are necessarily worth that. However, that's what they have to do to get the house, right? And so once buyers finally have the house, then they start thinking, did we overpay? Or if there were 7 or 8 offers and we got it, does that mean that 6 other people were smarter than us because they weren't willing to come this high? Those are the sort of thoughts that go through people's minds. So that's definitely something that's pretty common right now, or not common, but it's higher now than it's been in a long time. Number 8 is appraisal gaps, right? Because last summer, if you think in the height of the market, 68% of the properties were going over list price, which means you're going to have to pay the gap between the sale price and the appraisal. A lot of buyers don't have that extra money, right? And so again, that eliminates people who don't have a lot of extra cash. And then finally, stuck sellers. We have a lot of sellers that, let's say they're at $1 million house, and they want to downsize to a $600,000 or $700,000 house. They've got a 2.5% to 3% mortgage currently. They're buying another house at 6.6%, which is the current rate. Plus their taxes get uncapped, and guess what? Their payment is sometimes even more than what it was on the $1 million house. So we have a lot of those people just staying put. And so we're hoping that that might open up. Some people finally decide they just have to get on with their lives. So those are the 9 trends that I see coming up for this following year. If you have any questions about the market, we'd love to sit and talk with you. If you're thinking of selling, this is a great time to do so. So feel free to call. You can reach me at 734-761-3060.